Well, I'll let you on.
I can lead. Do you
Seeing
want me
as
to go
you've
through the leaderboard?
seeing as you've got a script there.
I have. We've organised today. So the first thing we'll talk about is the leaderboard. First of all, thank you to everybody who's made a huge effort on Discord and some of the other channels. We have noticed it. I'm just going to read as a reminder what each VIP member will receive. They get a JJC NFT. They get the JJC VIP badge. You will get an additional apartment code for the Infiniverse. Woo! You will get exclusive VIP members area in our Discord. Many of you will already know. You'll have seen that you've been put into that VIP along with our amazing mods and admins. Ongoing, once we get everything level and sorted, you'll get access 48 hours in advance information before the public AMA or announcements. Now, what we need to do, we will need to chat to the mods and admins because we do need to give them a bit of a heads up first of what's going on just before the VIPs, because obviously they're involved in the project in different ways. So we just need to sort that out. So we will iron out a couple of those things over the next few weeks. You will also get exclusive tips on crypto training and information on a weekly basis, or as and when we see things. You will get free membership of our Forex and crypto group, 10x Digital Wealth, which we'll give more details on at a later date. As and when appropriate, you'll get some daily signals on Bitcoin and ETH and other things. And you get alpha access to launches that we're taking part in or are aware of, or through our trusted partners and friends that we've got to know over these last 18 months. So it's a really good thing to get. I think also just within that VIP, safe to say, it is a joke project. We want to enjoy ourselves. What we are going to say to everybody is please continue to post. Please continue to move up the rankings. If you've not yet been given the VIP status, there's a lot of people on our leaderboard that are not far off. So I encourage everybody to keep going. There is a lot of, and I know we always say this, and I get bored of saying it myself. In fact, somebody please punish me for it. But there's loads of great stuff going on behind the scenes. I mean, the last few months have been very testing for lots of projects, particularly in the metaverse projects, because it has been quite. But we've worked really hard, and there's a lot of stuff coming to fruition now. And there's going to be a lot for you to talk about, for you to share, for you to be part of. So I think it's a really great thing. And building that VIP team. I'm really looking forward to getting to know people more. I'm already getting to know people more. So I think that's really cool. Have you anything to add there, Simon? I don't think I've missed anything really, other than keep going, guys. It's really good.
No, just a really big thank you to all the people that are putting all the amazing effort in. It really is appreciated. And we see, those people that have already been upgraded to VIP. There's plenty of spots, as we're allowing 50 people into that group to start with. We're going to try and give some incredible value to those people, and over the next few weeks those people will enjoy the benefits of what's going to happen next 48 hours before everybody else, so you can get yourself positioned to make sure you have got an advantage. We've upgraded the top 10 today, wasn't it, Andy? The top 10 on that leaderboard. Yeah. So it's not, please don't feel that if you're just outside of that, we're penalising you in any way. It was a case of Andy and I opened it up and went, okay, let's just do the top 10 today, and next week people will be added below that. So if you maintain your position or move up, I'm sure you'll be getting in. But it's just a case of please get involved. And Andy said it before this meeting to the mods and admins, it's really, we're looking for people to get involved and help us on the social media side. And as people come into the project, and as a lot of people come into the project, so the conversations that are going on in the background are not just around P2P, B2B, and thankfully they're now rebranding to P2B, so we don't have to say the stupid P2P, B2B all the time, right? So they are rebranding. Yeah, they've rebranded to P2B now, their exchange. We are launching on there. The roadmap and timeline is in place for that. It is not solid. It's not solidified yet, but the timeline as it stands is marketing last week of October and first week of November, and launch window 7th to the 21st of November as it stands. I am taking advice from some people that are very, very high up, and I mean, well, someone that I'm going to talk about towards the end of this AMA. You'll realise the level of person that we're talking to at the moment to make sure we get this right for you. And that may affect things, it may not, but they are aware of what we're trying to do. If the market is moving, let's say, very badly in one direction in the first week of November, we can just, we'll just hold off for a week. We're not in a rush. Yeah. And we could make a big mistake if we did this wrong. So timing it perfectly for everyone at the bottom of that market is going to be essential, but also getting it at the point where we get a lot of investors wanting to come into the project. So I'm talking to incubator funds, other DEXs, other launch pads, because this is going to be a multi-launch pad approach. It's not going to be just P2B. There will be many different groups feeding people into this project, because that's the issue that we had when we launched it the first time. Is it was really a friends and family and people we knew and a few groups that wanted to get involved, and now we need to bring the noise and bring as many people into the project as we possibly can in one go to get a massive amount of buy pressure and bring a load of people into the project so they understand what we're trying to achieve in terms of dominating the entire metaverse and world for comedy. And that is possible now. Like, the people that are looking at this project now in terms of venture capital understand that there is an opportunity to become, well, and you guys, if you don't know, you may well have not come on an AMA before, but Andy and I run a business called S Media in the UK, which is www.s.media if you want to check it out. We are the UK's leading YouTube ads and influencer agency, and we see lots of our clients making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month out of YouTube. The revenue opportunity for this project is to be able to provide content across as many metaverses as possible and have loads of people, hundreds of thousands, millions of people watching it, and bring that revenue into the token holders. So up until now, and let's talk about at this point the new utility for the new token. Up till this point, the token has had no relationship to income. It was originally planned that the token would be a token that you would use to pay comedians, tip people, and pay to get into comedy. The shift in the project is that we are not intending to charge anyone to come into the project now or to come into a show, because we want those shows to be free. And in fact, there is a model where we can put in place a model where people will be paid to watch the comedy, and charities will benefit, mental health charities will benefit, brands will benefit from sponsorship opportunities, token holders will benefit from a percentage of that revenue, as will the Joking Jungle Cat holders. So on one hand, someone might say to me, well, Joking Jungle Cat holders were going to get free access to all of the comedy events, and if you guys go and make all those comedy events free, why have I bought a Jungle Cat? Well, the Jungle Cat, the added utility for the Jungle Cat will be a percentage of that revenue as well. So if you hold the token and the cat, you'll get in 2/3 of the slice of the pie, rather than just one if you hold the token or one if you hold the Jungle Cat. So when people understand what that new utility exactly is, and it is not specced out 100% fully yet, because we are having meetings with people on a daily basis, and one of those biggest meetings is in 2 hours 45 minutes time. That person is going to help me shape how that token and the tokenomics and the distribution of profits goes to all of you guys. So when we lay that down in stone and that comes out as the tokenomics of the new token, that's when people are going to get excited about understanding what sort of revenue can come into this project and where it's going to go. And it goes to the people that hold the token and hold the Jungle Cat. So with that,
Simon, just as an aside, and we'll move on, we'll come on to this a little bit later, but around the people we're talking with the app and what we've seen in the last 24 hours, we're not just going to try and dominate, well, we will dominate comedy in the metaverse, but we're going to dominate it in other ways on apps and mobiles, and that will also be a huge revenue stream as well.
Yeah, the app is the thing, because one of the apps that are we allowed to share that PDF that we've seen, Andy, or not?
I don't think so yet, no. I think we need to get permission to do that, and I think we need to have a further conversation. I think we can give a flavour of it, Simon, but I don't think we should show it or say who.
Well, yeah, we're not, yeah, okay. So that tech that somebody who's related to the project has built has the ability to become the de facto crypto wallet for 95% of the world. So to go past MetaMask very quickly, and integrate NFTs and tokens to people's email addresses and phone numbers. So imagine a scenario where you can pay with a credit card and buy an NFT, and that NFT is on the blockchain, and you could then transact with that on OpenSea or one of the marketplaces and immediately receive crypto. So that wallet that is getting built, I can't tell you who the team is, but they've come from, let's say, a business that everybody in the world has heard of, and are now building their own project. That's the level of person that we're managing to talk to on a daily basis at the moment. And they've got some of the devs from layer 1 blockchain, right, from other projects, and they're building their own project, which is very close to launch. But because the question I asked them is, does this integrate with the rest of the blockchain? And the answer was immediately yes. That's the whole idea. It's completely cross-chain and open access. So in crypto, we're in a scenario where, you guys on here understand how to use a wallet. You guys understand how to buy and sell an NFT, but 95% of the world don't. And that's similar to when the web was starting and people were using FTP sites to access the internet. When proper browsers came out, and this is what I'm talking about, this is effectively the next level of crypto in terms of it's able to allow anyone to interact without any knowledge of the blockchain. So,
and it's got, what's beautiful about this, you can go on the app, you can buy a joking Jungle Cat, a JJC, you can buy the token, you can buy joke merchandise, you can watch the shows that we're going to be doing, and so many other things. It's all trackable in terms of advertising as well. So from advertisers' perspectives, it's an absolute dream come true because the tracking's there. It can even, from a demographic perspective, work out how to target things as well. When you look at some of the back end, it is amazing. Now, from my perspective and Simon's, we've talked about this a lot. One of the challenges we've had with the Joke Project is comedy, and the Joke Project in general actually is not just about crypto and NFTs. It's about bringing people together. It's about entertainment. It's about socializing. So it's actually relevant to the other 95% of the world's population, not just people involved in crypto and people just involved in NFTs. So not if, but when we build this relationship, and we've got the relationship, and we get this app built out, and we do this, we're going to be in front of ordinary folk with the Joke Project. And I imagine what that's going to do, because once those numbers start going, the advertisers, and these people are linked with the big advertisers, it's just phenomenal opportunity. It really is staggering. And I came off the meeting yesterday thinking, I just messaged Simon and went, all right, wow, this is what this project's needed. And they want to work with us. They love what we do. So it's really, really big.
But they've got relationships with people like CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club. And, when you can start seeing Jungle Cats alongside those projects in wallets, and people getting benefits by holding certain NFTs and getting perks from big brands, imagine just getting airdropped a Starbucks NFT and it entitles you to 50% off, whenever you go into Starbucks because you hold it in that wallet. Now that doesn't, that just means that you're now somebody who can use the blockchain, and you didn't have to understand anything about wallets, right? That's where that's why it's so important. But yeah, we're working directly with those guys. Carrying on in terms of the new token, I know I put out a poll about should we be on ETH, should we be on Polygon, should we be on Cardano, should we stay on Binance Smart Chain, and I did say to people, this is just me testing the waters, because at the end of the day we think we know where we're going, and then we got introduced, well, we are being introduced to the team at Polygon and to the actual people that run it, not third parties, the actual people that work there. So if those conversations go where I hope they can do, that takes us to whole nother level as being a backed project in a layer one, with them helping us, that. And that was what was said to us, in the true spirit of Web3, we should be helping you, Simon, right? And that's, if those conversations are happening. So as it stands, we think we need the token on ETH, be that on Polygon as a side chain. You're going to see a lot of projects coming into especially in the gaming space, coming in using Polygon as their next step, and how they're going to develop, especially in entertainment. And it's going to be a really interesting ride. Again, like we've said, we don't need to rush. Those conversations can happen over the next couple of weeks, with that timeline that we've got in terms of a launch. And like we say, we're talking to these incubator funds. Whichever ones come with the best offers, that's where we'll go. Otherwise, in terms of the token, I know there's people that didn't unstake before the snapshot of wallets was taken. I did drop into the chat a list of names. I know if Selena's on here, I've added you in, Selena, since I know you did message me, and I missed you off somehow. I don't know how, but I think I'm just about done with that list. But if there is anybody listening to this AMA and you've still got any tokens in the farm, so in the LP for the old joke token, I need your wallet address. And you must please send me a friend request, then message me your wallet address, and I will add you to the list, because everybody who had tokens or had LP at the point of the snapshot needs to be put right. So they need to be as if the line was drawn at that point, because your tokens, if they were in the farm at that point, they won't show on the snapshot list. Let's be clear about that. If your tokens are in an LP, if you don't split it out, then I can't see those tokens. So if they were in that farm in LP, well, not even if they weren't in the farm, if they were just in LP, which you're mad if you did that, but I know I've already found one person that had done that. I'm close to getting that number down to a very small amount of missing. So I'm confident that I've got most people, but please, if you feel like you have tokens in the LP still and you haven't split them out, you don't have to go and split them out now, because you can just send me your wallet address and I can see them, and then you will be put right. So there is going to be, let's not say a Spanish Inquisition, and I hope the US people on here understand what I mean by that, but there are a couple of people that did take their tokens out of the LP subsequent to the snapshot and then tried to claim that they had X 100 million tokens. It doesn't work like that. It will all be worked back to the point of the snapshot. I will be publishing a document which will show exactly what happened when and what you are entitled to, so that nobody gets any impermanent loss. Obviously, some people have received BNB back as well when they've split. So they will be put back to the point of where that snapshot was taken. If anybody feels at the time that it's not fair, they need to immediately make me aware and put their case to me, because I will not have somebody taking their tokens out, claiming the snapshot, and then going on to sell their tokens and doubling up, because that is not going to happen. And just remember, I can see it all on the blockchain, so we will make sure it is fair and equitable for every single person, okay? I'm working it back on 9 decimal places. I'm not going to go back to all 18, because it's just making it ridiculous that if I have somebody who's got, 10 cents of something in a wallet and I have to distribute 5 tokens, etc., etc., it's not going to happen, okay? Because I'm not going to do tens of thousands of transactions that way. I think I've got everybody, but like I say, if you feel that you have got LP still in the farm, you need to let me know, and you need to send me your wallet address, and I will be able to tell straight away. There are some people that have got joke tokens in the in the raid on night. It would appear if you've not withdrawn those, there's going to probably be an issue. And I need, if you have got it in the farm, if you've got tokens in the raid and you haven't withdrawn them, don't bother withdrawing them, because if you do, it's not going to count, because it is after the snapshot, okay? I will do my best to put those people right, but I'm not going to entertain claims from people. If I can tell whether they are genuine or not. So if you think you're going to lose out there, let me know, send me the wallet address, and I will check it out, okay? But if you've still got them in the raid, take a picture of it in night as it stands, and it will be there in inactive raids, and send me that picture, just so you've got a record for your own purposes as well. Andy, do you want to just give a quick update on the clubs and comedians and where we are with that?
Yeah. So Gotham, the guy has had COVID and he's not been well. We have reached out to him just to get an update on what's happening, but that will all happen. It's just a timing thing. Nifty, we're booking a couple of more shows in for 2 weeks' time. We've got another guy doing some new content. Got a meeting with one of the big management companies, trying to get that sorted. The Frog and Bucket in Manchester, Simon had been in communication with them for months. We actually met the lady who runs it last week when we saw our counterparts from the US who were over. There were 5 or 6 comedians. The last 3 were brilliant. It was really good. As we were typing in the notes for the AMA today, they actually emailed at the same time with their shows for the whole of October. There's loads of them. It's brilliant stuff. She's agreed to run all of that into the metaverse, any metaverse that we want. So we're just sorting that out with her this week. So that's going to be really, really cool. I think people will love what they see there. We have had an update via Future Tech Labs where now we can book our own events and shows that will be seen on the Discovery menus, which starts tomorrow, I believe. And we can also book the shows externally to Oculus as well. Now, what I'm going to do, I've just spent all afternoon trying to sort that out. We've got the Discovery stuff sorted. We are going to book the 2 Nifty shows in the next 48 hours as a test to make sure that works, which it should do. I've gone through everything with them at Future Tech Labs and I've got the notes. Once that's done and I know that works and gets booked in, I will be booking in all the Frog and Bucket stuff and we'll be talking to her about that. Can't remember how many nights a week it is. I think it's 4 nights a week, 4 nights a week, Simon, they do shows. So there's going to be a lot more regular comedy coming in just at the right time for the relaunch and everything else, which is really exciting, and other stuff as well. So I am going to do my goddamn best to get 7 days a week comedy going into various clubs over the next 2 months, because that is going to be really, really important. I have got another meeting with Antoine tomorrow night with another comedy group as well. So that's all looking really, really, really good. There's obviously lots of other people we've talked to and lots of people involved. So we'll just continue to build that out. The staking site, there's going to be a slight delay because of obviously the contract being changed and other things. So we'll update on that as we progress over the next few weeks. In terms of metaverses, obviously this big news coming in terms of the Infiniverse. We can now book our own shows. Stageverse, we are working with them on running shows into them. Again, because we've got the Frog and Bucket coming on with a load of content, along with all the other ones. They're going to absolutely sort of love, doing some test events with us, and there's going to be some really good links to other NFT projects there. TCG World, that's been built out. He's away. I did update a couple of weeks ago on that. They're building a comedy club out. So again, we'll be running loads of shows in for them. What's happening, more and more metaverses are coming forward to us because they're wanting our content. So it's all going to start ramping up, which is really, really good news for us. We've kind of given an update on the app. We are waiting on an Apple update in terms of the test thing that we were doing, in order to finish that and make that work really, really well. So there's loads of really, really good stuff going on there with all the clubs and comedians. Again, slap me, I do apologise that it has been quiet, but there is going to be a lot more content going into the clubs over the next, probably from 2 weeks' time. It's going to be a regular thing, at least 3-4 nights a week, which is really good. We will be branding certain clubs for certain comedy groups. I don't think I'm out of turn saying this here, am I, Simon? I think he was on the Davies on the chat here. What we're planning to do, because the Frog and Bucket is based in Manchester in the UK, we're going to rebrand the Manchester Comedy Club to the Frog and Bucket, with it being Manchester based, which I think will be really good. So that'll be really cool for them in that area as well. And again, I think we'll probably find in the next 2 months there will be 3 or 4 clubs that are specifically for a certain type of comedy club. Again, I envisage Gotham having one of the clubs, Frog and Bucket having one of them, Nifty having one, the Monkey Butt guys having the other one. And I think that's going to start happening more and more, which is really good. And again, we can run them into other metaverses. So that's a bit of an update there on all the comedy. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And hopefully you'll all enjoy it. It'll be really good.
Yeah, cool.
Simon?
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, look, we're just getting everything lined up. I know it's probably not as quick as some people would like, but it needs to be perfect because of what we've gone through over the last year. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, I think it will be it's the Joke Project's 1 year birthday at the end of this week. So give us all a pat on the back for lasting a year in DeFi. And let's say that this next year is going to be the really, really big one, because we have to say that when we started out, and Andy and I have both said it, when we started this project, it was a bit of a joke. We started out with an ambition to understand how tokens ran and to run some comedy on YouTube, right? Look, we've now gone from that to having hundreds of the world's top comedians, having spoken to some of the world's top comedians, got a relationship with hundreds and hundreds of comedians across different levels and different countries across the globe. We're now involved with some of the world's biggest comedy clubs and comedy management groups, and we are the leading project in the metaverse for comedy. Unless anybody wants to try and put their hand up and say they can see someone else doing better than us, I will be very, very surprised. And
we're having conversations with venture capitalists. We're working with some of the best devs around, some of the best people involved in NFT projects, loads. It's really good.
Talking about venture capital, and I've said it on here before, and if people please pay attention, because this is massive, right? Andy said it a minute ago that the metaverses, they want the content. We have the content, right? Those metaverses that have the most content will win. Most of those metaverses are throwing money at projects to bring them to them. that money will be coming to our token holders and our Jungle Cat holders with this new token. Now, when you start looking at projects that I have seen funded in this space that are a joke, right? Some of the projects that are getting $5 to $10 million worth of funding are dog shit, awful, right? Like some things that I cannot understand for the life of me why they're getting funded, right? But when you take our project and you put it in front of those people, and I've seen a project get funded for $5 million, and they gave away 5% of their project for $5 million, valuing the project therefore at $100 million, and I wouldn't give them 10 pence, right? Because I don't believe they've got a use case or a utility or revenue that's going to come in the next how many years. And we're in a place where we're going to get revenue this year very quickly, and we have a clear utility. So the new token, honestly, it's going to take us so far into the future with the ability to bring in millions of dollars into this project, right? To make it so that we can run it properly as a business. And up till now, it's survived off of the back of Andy and I's other business to a large extent, and obviously from the goodwill and effort that a lot of our mods and admins and team and all of you guys have put in, and the fact that that token has supported us for a year, right? And we've not taken from that token, right? We've had problems, right? We've learned an awful lot. We've had issues with devs, we've had issues with contracts, and we've had issues with dexes. And all of that is going to go away and be built into what's going to take us. We could not have survived on that old contract, right? It brought us to a point where we had to move forward. And that arbitrage event that happened 7-8 days ago and brought forward all of those plans, Andy says these things happen for a reason. And they do. And it takes us to the next level, right? And those people that are in the VIP, it's not going to take you a lot of effort to get in there. If you're listening to this and you're bothered to turn up for an AMA, please spend 5 minutes a day coming in here and getting involved in the conversation, because it's about critical mass for the community. And if we get the community buzzing, which is already starting to happen, and obviously there are the people that are on the top of the leaderboard already promoted to VIP, if you guys can get into that area, you will have such a massive advantage that you won't believe, right? We will look after you. We will look after all the people in this room and all the people, especially in VIP. I'm done with begging people. I had somebody who's a founder level of this project phone me up this week and ask me what's happening with the token. And my answer was, if you're not paying attention, then that's your problem, right? And that doesn't probably sound particularly charitable, right? But he then very quickly retracted to say, you know, I said to him, we have people working in this project who have put in $10, $20, $50, $100, right? And they are putting in effort day in, day out. And there's someone who sat back, and yes, that person is a seed-funded person who put in money at the very, very start. And yes, they will be getting tokens in the next round. Of course they will, because they hold a bunch of tokens and everybody's going to get put right. But the people that live inside this Discord, inside our social media, and actually get their hands dirty at the coalface, they're the ones that are going to get really looked after, because you guys really are the founders, and you guys are the ones that we're grateful to, right? Yeah. Because we can't do it on our own. If we were going to do it on our own, we would just be running it, and it'd just be me and Andy here having a chat, right? And we'd keep it all for ourselves. Well, we are stronger together, absolutely, as a group and a community and as a project, all of us working together to make this happen over the next 6 to 8 weeks, right? And look, those benefits will be ongoing, because everything on the blockchain is relying upon community. These, like, we've had the founder of, I don't know whether he's still on here. Is Steezy? Is he still on here? Can't see him.
Not sure.
No, but they are going to give away a benefit to all of the people. Well, to everybody who holds the old joke token, they're going to get a big benefit with them that will get announced next week. We're not here to make that announcement today, but all of these type of projects, they know. All of them know it is about the community. Look at Bored Ape Yacht Club and look at the other projects that are flying, right? Why? Because they've got so many people involved. The critical mass gets reached. And you guys can all sit back on your laurels when we get that community running itself, right? And you guys are the pioneers. You're the ones that need to help us, because if we don't, it falls flat and it gets left to us and we can't cope, right? We can't run a DeFi project on our own. So we need your help. I'm not going to beg people. I'm just going to reward people, right? And, you know, if it's carrot and stick, there is going to be a bit of stick, because the people who've stayed out and are not listening and paying attention, if they come back in 6 months and say to me, well, what's happened to the token? I'll say, well, you didn't pay attention, and had you been interested in your investment, like these people, you would be part of that group. And I've seen other projects that are already doing it. There are people inside this AMA now that are members of the Wolf Den that will understand exactly what that project has just done. And they've cleaned the decks, got rid of all the dead wood, got rid of the people that don't matter and are never going to contribute. And they are walking forwards together as a group with those people that matter, right? And that's what we're doing, and that's the principle we're putting in place, and that's why we want these VIPs. And we're not going to limit it to 50. There may be more than that, but people will come and go from that group, okay? And the benefits that Andy outlined earlier, like everybody in that group, at the point at which we launch this new token, will get dropped another Jungle Cat. They will get the VIP badge. Some of you have already got it. You'll get an additional apartment code, but you're going to get all of the other benefits, which are worth, well, I'm in groups where I paid 20 BNB to be in the group, right? And the value in there is okay-ish, right? We are going to go way past that with what we're going to give our VIPs. So, look, even if you're only holding a small amount of token, and you know, haven't invested a great deal, time is worth everything. A little bit of time will reward you a lot, right? So please just come and keep that community busy. Andy, anything you want to
add? Yeah, something slightly more philosophical. I think over this last year and a bit, we've had some real highs and we've had some real downs, challenges, and there's a few people on here who we know really, really well. And just when you think the crypto gods and the Web3 gods have kicked you in the nuts, to put it bluntly, and you think, oh my God, this is hard graft, this is hard going. What's happened with this project, and I have said it, everything happens for a reason, but when something really crap's happened or something's been a real challenge, tell you what has happened within 48 hours. There's been a call, there's been a meeting, or something's happened that's the flip side. And you go, somebody's on our side. The Web3 gods are on our side. And there's a few conversations this last couple of weeks where the day before I thought, oh my God, this is hard going, is this? And I'm being honest here with the community. It is hard. And then the following day or that night, or Simon's picked up the call or someone, you think, actually, there's something utterly amazing about to happen here. And like the call yesterday, just the people you're talking to and the things they're doing, and you're like, we've got people on our side. We've got people who've got our backs. And for us, for each of those that FUD or say something really stupid, or for those that have caused us a problem, I actually think there's another 100 that are the opposite. And for me, that means a lot. And, you know, we've become really good friends with a lot of the people here. And, you know, that's the great thing about this project. It's not just a crypto project. It's not just an NFT project. It's not just something in the metaverse. It's not at arm's length. This is actually people coming together. I think the potential to be one of the best projects around by a long way, just from a social perspective. and for how people interact and get on. And yeah, like any relationship, we'll have our ups and downs, and we'll have our grumps, and we'll have our moans. But do you know what? For me, it's a breath of fresh air, and I have to pinch myself and remind myself just how good it is at what we're doing here collectively. So I want to say thank you to everybody. It's awesome.
Have we got anyone that's got any questions? Because if you have, please do put your hand up, and we'll answer anything that anybody's got to. It is called an AMA, so if you've got anything that you want to ask us. Hopefully we cover. Go on, Antoine.
Excuse me. I want to say, since the first day I met you guys, y'all have never told any lies. Y'all have always been transparent, and if anybody in the audience has any doubt or don't believe, you got to believe in Andy and Simon in this project and this thing. I've been here from the beginning. I've been getting my knees and feet in mud and dirt. I never complained, not one time. If something happens, I know God gonna take care of it. So I just want everybody to have faith. And this project is about family. It's about people staying together and really, liking each other, and not just a project, but people are becoming really close. And this is a family project. And when the project takes off, everybody rewarded that put their hands and got dirty with Andy and Simon in the Joke Project. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Antoine.
Yeah, cheers, Antoine. We know you've got our back as well, because Antoine's put an incredible amount of work in with, some of the AMAs he's taken care of, and Twitter Spaces, and behind the scenes. You guys don't see how much goes on, bringing people together, pulling groups of people together, making connections, helping us. It's been, 1 degree of separation across multiple people makes so much difference. And literally the conversation Andy and I had yesterday with someone who's introducing us to Polygon at the dev level there, at the level of people who run that project. Not to say that that's where we'll end up, because we're keeping our options open, but when I pull the tokenomics together for this new token, I think everybody's going to get really super excited about what that gives to the holders. Not financial advice, absolutely not financial advice, but I'm very, very, very close to just sweeping up the floor on the Jungle Cats on OpenSea, because I know what's coming. But we'll leave that one there as a gentle hint. But you can either earn one by getting into the VIP, or if you want to just sit back, maybe buy one. But we fully intend this to be one of, if you say Bored Ape Yacht Club and then you say Joking Jungle Cat Club in the same sentence, I don't see why we can't be in the same breath eventually. Not quite yet, but this time next year maybe. And I know why you're laughing, Andy, when I say that. Yeah. Rodney.
Next year, right?
Yeah. I can just see there's some chat, there's some typing going on in the AMA live chat, and if you don't want to put your hand up and ask a question, as in voice wise, please do type in the chat, right? Go into the AMA live chat and type in. And yeah, I see TC says Bored Apes is hype. This is amazing utility. Well, look, when we can get the hype as well as the utility, where does that take us, right? Dave Salt says if you're unsure about the bingo, please come and find him in the multiverse tomorrow, and he will show you how to play it. And that there's going to be some really big things going on in the multiverse. I know there's been people fudding. Get ready, because if you're one of those fudders, I think you're about to have your pants pulled down and bum spanked. So we'll see what happens with that. Should I remove Joke liquidity within Knight Finance? I have already unstaked the token, but the liquidity is still there. Jazz Lady, if you friend me and then DM me your wallet address, I can put you on the list. You don't need to do anything. There's no action required. You could remove the liquidity, split the token out, and then you'll get some BNB back. It won't be a great deal, but at least it's something more than you would get. But we're going to be putting people back to the point at which the snapshot was taken. So that snapshot, for people's information, if you haven't watched the previous AMA, was 1:30 p.m. UK on the 27th of the 9th. Okay, all of this will go into a video, right? So there's not going to be any, like, there will not be any ambiguity, right? As soon as I've lined it all up, it will be shown, and I'll probably do it live. There's no reason why I wouldn't do, and I'll show people exactly the snapshot, the wallet addresses. Rest assured, the people that where you've sent me your wallet address, I will not dox your wallet, don't worry. I will be showing a spreadsheet with names on it and amounts of LP, but I'm not going to publish your wallet address publicly. Okay. Will the new wallet work with a hard wallet? The new token will do, yeah. I support the project, but the token and staking in DeFi still struggling to wrap my head around. I minted a Jungle Cat and I'm here long term, but we have a lot to learn. Yes, hopefully, Sean, we will help people learn. We will, if there are questions, if you've got specific questions around, for example, staking, utility of the Jungle Cats, etc., just pop it in the chat and we'll cover it off in these AMAs. And Mark wants me to check WhatsApp while I'm on here. Let me have a look. Yeah, okay, so the Discord link that we were using, discord.gg/JC, our boost fell off, so we no longer have that link to use anymore. We will be using a different link, and that will come out with the new branding and name. Okay, and it won't be a million miles away from where we are now, so don't worry, we won't be rebranding from Joke. But if you've been paying attention, you might have guessed what I'm talking about. But you might have to listen back to the AMA to. There's a quiz show in the UK called I Literally Just Told You, and they ask people questions about things that have been said in the last 5 minutes in the show. So if you've been paying attention, you might have a very good idea about where my thought pattern is going. Not to say that it's set in stone again, but it's one of the things that we are discussing. But it's, Andy and I obviously lead the project, and we, at the end of the day, make the final decision. But we do require your input and do value it. So if you can, if you've got things, any idea is a great idea, right? And ideas lead to new ideas and lead to development of projects, right? No idea is a stupid idea, and it normally sparks people's creative juices to get other things done. So if you've got ideas, please do bring them forward. And I reference a story where I sat in a meeting, I chaired a meeting, it'll be about 5 or 6 years ago now, for a national brand trying to come up with their new branding and their new social media strategy. A very junior person, I think she was about 18 at the time, came up with an idea in the meeting of 20 people, and she was laughed at, right? And immediately I told everybody to shut up and then understand what had just got said, because that idea, however stupid it sounded at the time, led to the new campaign for that brand on a national basis, because somebody went, but what if? And it is always that way of development of new ideas, is that's what we're asking the community to do. So yeah, Mark, it's a cracking show. Maybe you should ask to take it to the US, because they show clips of videos. This is the show, it's called I Literally Just Told You. And the amount of things people forget because they're not paying attention. It's a bit like a spot the ball. They'll show a bit of a clip and they'll say, how many birds were in the sky at the time that this person said X, Y, and Z, right? So you've got to be paying attention, but it's a really good test of memory. Andy, anything else before we wrap it up, because we're coming to the top of the hour?
No, I think that's it, Simon. I think we've given plenty of update there. All good.
Yeah, good. So keep the questions coming over the next week. Please get involved. Get yourself ramped up to VIP. We will be watching that leaderboard. We've posted the leaderboard, haven't we, into the general chat, so you can check how you're doing. It's not a stretch to get into that top 50, right? We awarded 10 VIPs this week. We'll probably do another 10 next week and 10 the week after, etc., etc. Get yourself in. Let's go. And let's make this project sing and dance and be the biggest it can be. So thanks, everybody, for coming.
Simon, I apologize. There's one other... There was one question from earlier that I thought you would address when you answered Jazz Lady's question, but the question has come up, should I trade in my existing joke tokens for BNB? Obviously, you're not going to get much, but I believe that wasn't there some discussion of something that was going to happen, some utility with the token? Or were you not going to talk about that today?
There is going to be something announced for the people who hold some of the old joke token. If you've got some of the old joke token, I would probably sell all bar a handful. So keep yourself 10,000 old joke token in your wallet, and that'll probably suffice for the purposes of what you're talking about, Jane. If you can get anything back for that old token now, please do from NightSwap. If you've got any LP, split it, take a snapshot of, take a screenshot of that, and then contact me with your wallet address, but you will be put right and at the point of the snapshot on the 27th, so you haven't got to worry about that. But frankly, those tokens as they stand right now are worthless, all bar just keeping a handful.
Great, thank you.
All right, so other than that, look, I can't believe we get this many people turning up on a weekly basis. I'm starting to spot new people coming in all the time. Obviously, the usual suspects are here, and those that are doing a great job, and those that are already VIP. So let's crack on. Let's make it amazing. And we will be here every week, and we are here all the time to answer your questions. And we'll be doing more of the voice chats as well, won't we, Jane, I think?
Yes, I think I'm going to plan one for anybody who has any questions about whether they have something in any of the raids or the farms, because you may have put something in a while back and not remembered it and not taken it out, and it's an expired one. So there's an extra step you have to take to find that, but we can do a couple sessions where basically I'll step through and show people where to find that, just so that you can check to be sure you don't have anything in there.
Yeah, and the other thing we have done is we've got rid of the verified chat area today, and we've changed that to the VIP area. That's so that most of the chat occurs in the general chat. So if you are in VIP, that VIP area is really just for additional information that's going to come out ahead of it being announced publicly. If you've got chat, if there is chat that's about things to do with the project that you'd rather keep private, fine, keep it in there, or DM me or Andy. But let's just make sure the general chat is the busiest place, because as people come into the project, that's where they're going to land. There is a debate around... one thing I will put a shout out, if we've got anybody in the audience who's an expert on Telegram, please contact me, because I'm looking for somebody to help me with the Telegram group. I need some bots installing. We just at the moment I'm either considering starting a new Telegram group or making sure that the existing one is 100% watertight, because it's still getting spam coming into it. It's still getting people attacking it with, here's my 100x project, and we'll never get rid of that completely. But if there is anybody on here who is a Telegram expert, please do let me know, and hopefully you can help us out. Other than that, we're at the top of the hour. Ask your questions in the general chat if you've got them. We'll have some voice chats over the next week before the next AMA. Obviously, if we get any major updates, they will be posted in the VIP channel first. I will continue updating and upgrading people into VIP over the next few days, so don't think you've got to wait a week to get in. If I see a load of activity, I'll get you in. Jane, did you say something about the MeBot and people's social media and attaching it?
No, not people's, the projects.
Oh, just the projects, right? Okay.
Yes.
So we'll get the projects' social media attached into Discord so that people can follow what we're doing on Twitter, etc. Because it is nice that if we can get activity around that. If you're not a Discord person, presumably most of the people here are Discord people, but if you know anyone that loves the project and they really only do Twitter, we can get them in as a VIP if they're doing activity on Twitter. Just point them out to me and I'll help them out. So let's make it fantastic and make the community sing and dance and take this project where it needs to go. So we'll see you all.
Excellent. And Simon, can you confirm whether or not you're going to do the crypto security AMA now, or are we putting that off?
Can we do that? Can we schedule that? I know I've put it. Oh, I did do the voice chat one. The only trouble was it didn't record it, did it? So I've been rammed. I'm going to have to say I'm not prepared for it right now. If we want to schedule it, please let's schedule it up for. I can't do Thursday, Friday this week because I've got another 2 S-Media AMAs that I've got to do for them, or presentations to big groups. But early next week would do if we can do that.
So a week from this moment in time, is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. It's the top of the hour. It's exactly an hour in, and go on.
We've got a meeting booked in at 6:00 next Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
It's in LA, so it's the only time we can do it.
Right. Well, look, Jane, we'll let you know when to schedule the security one.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
See you all soon.
Thank you, folks. Take care.